Good early evening, everybody. It's August 17th, 2024 on Saturday, and I'd like to read an excerpt from the book written by Cathy O'Brien, Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, Time to Heal. And I read, a couple of chapters, probably early in the year. I can post a link to it in the description section after I upload the video. But this one seemed interesting and helpful, so please hit the thumbs up. Helps the channel grow. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit that notifications bell. Helps the channel grow, get the message out there. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. So she advises to break routine. Breaking routines is a necessary safety measure while you are in your healing process, particularly for those who endured deliberate, high-level trauma. Habitual routines can be a source of disassociation, or worse, a deep subconscious mode by which to keep in contact with as yet unidentified abusers. This inadvertently hinders the healing process. Since you are rerouting the neuron pathways of your brain and lifting out well-worn ruts, breaking routine is a very effective brain exercise. For example, if you usually relax by disassociating into video games, take a walk instead. Many video games are patterned after military training to desensitize anyway, as evidenced by their effect on society. Walking outdoors in nature opens up the mind and can be healing on many levels. Walking uses both sides of the brain at once, which is very helpful to healing process. Take a notebook with you. Always keep a notebook within reach. Let me turn the page here. Skip church for a while if that's your routine. It is best to put beliefs aside through your healing process anyway. It's easier for people to believe in religion than in themselves, and it takes conscious effort to avoid the easy route. You are in the process of learning who you are. Surely any deity would allow for healing from trauma. Besides, you cannot cure a problem on the level of the problem, and religion cannot cure religious abuses, whether they are a cult or occult. Do not expect to remember according to learned judgments. Is it easy to fall prey to reprogramming due to heightened suggestibility from PTSD, trauma, and abuse? Until you reintegrate, know your own truth, and neuron pathways are open for free thought. Avoid looking outside yourself for answers or confirmation of answers. When my 10-year-old daughter Kelly was counseled that memories that she had written out were not real, she wisely told her therapist, "Your beliefs do not change reality." Oh, I like that one. Your beliefs do not change reality. Know your own truth in Soul. She spells it Ab, Soul, S-O-U-L, Loot, reality, before sharing your memories with others. It is wise to change your routine patterns for safety purposes, as well as to keep you consciously present and exercising your brain. Choose a different grocery store. Read food labels and try something new. Walk your dog the other way around the block. Take the kids to a different park. Wash clothes on a different day. Park in a different parking space. You'll have to think to find your car. Drink your coffee after you comb your hair. Exercise in the morning rather than at night. Bathe instead of shower. Pack your lunch rather than buy it. Change anything that will make you think rather than go through routine motions. Unplug your phone. Turn off your cell phone. Temporarily stop texting. This is your time to heal, and it is best to avoid allowing daily routine and interruptions to get in your way. You need to be writing out your memory and avoid routine conversations with others that will help you stay focused on your healing process. Besides, with your past so pervasive, talking on the phone may inspire you to talk about it. Remember, writing out memory removes walls of compartmentalization, while talking before writing it out and observing the 21-day rule will entrench it further. You should have quiet time to focus, self-focus. and filter what you wrote out or find ways to cope with it. Walking, especially with your dog, is very helpful toward filtering and coping. A note regarding technological harassment. Tone calls are the most important reason to turn off phones during the deprogramming process. Tone calls use harmonics to trigger program victims into action. Thus, keeping a phone on is akin to being in an abusive base. If you are in a safe environment with somebody you trust, ask them to screen all the calls while you write out memory. Personally, I still avoid answering the telephone until I know who it is. Remember, you may not know consciously who all abusers are, and therefore should wisely avoid unscreened phone calls and text until further healed. Technology continues to advance at such rapid rates that there are newer and more modes of harmonic intrusion than I ever experienced. As U.S. government whistleblowers bound by laws from speaking outside of personal experience, I can publicly offer only personal inside information. I do know from Kelly and my experience that thoughts can be technologically implanted. If you are currently being targeted, the best advice I can offer is to learn coping skills that render activation inconsistent. Being aware is key. Think twice. Consider other perspectives. Think beyond your first response. Keep a journal, applying all healing methods offered here from nutrition to wearing a watch and coping will minimize effects of harassment. Various frequencies are all around us, and some people are naturally highly sensitive to them. DIDs, dissociated identity disorder, with heightened senses are more apt to attune to these frequencies and may feel though they're being personally targeted, stalked, or watched. All of us are subject to being watched these days in view of advanced technologies, so it is helpful to remember that those who suppress the truth and operate under a veil of secrecy are clearly the ones who have something to hide. Focus outside yourself. That's right. It's all a projection. Everything they do to us is a projection of who they are that they don't want to acknowledge, they want to put aside. Rather than obsess over harassments in order to decrease their effectiveness, consider that our criminal justice system is literally that, and know that it is counterproductive to use a courtroom as a forum. True justice comes in many forms. To me, the ultimate justice is positive change through public awareness. Courtroom justice in our case was never obtainable for so-called reasons of, quote-unquote, sing it with me, national security. I know from experience that technological intrusions can occur in the courtroom under a blanket of national security. Juries can and have been technologically manipulated, and witnesses silenced on the stand. Be aware that a courtroom is not an effective forum regardless of evidences. Safety is first, and it comes with awareness. And that's why we need to speak out, document our evidence online, speak about it, prove it, get citizen journalists and stuff, because the lawyers aren't helping us, law enforcement isn't helping us, and I've already been in court with my neighbors once, and the judge was a piece of crap. It was like a kangaroo court. Absolutely absurd. So, her advice in the book PTSD, Time to Heal by Cathy O'Brien is, she says to break routine. That breaking routines is a necessary safety measure while you're in your healing process, particularly for those who endured deliberate high-level trauma. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little excerpt chapter, Break a Routine. Please leave a comment down below. How have you broken routines? Have you successfully broken routines? And what is it that you did to change what you do on a regular basis? Signing off for now. Talk to you later.